Hi everyone, Tori here with a mini album process video. Today I'm going to be scrapbooking a whole bunch of photos of my new puppy Bernie, who you've probably heard me talk about, or if you're on the Studio Calico page, you've probably seen some photos of him, and I'm so excited because I think he's adorable. And I'm using the Studio Calico 7 paper collection, the Baxter dog collection, to do this, and it comes with this. The collection came with this really cute 4x4 album with a dog on it, and I thought it would be fun to use it for my mini album. So right now I'm just putting his name on the front because I want it to be his album. And this whole mini album probably took me about 2.5, 3 hours. And I did film it for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break it into 3 videos because it's a lot. So the first video, I'm just going to walk you through like how I picked the photos and where to put them. And then the second video will be like all the embellishing and like journaling and those kinds of things. And then third video will just be a real-time walkthrough so you can see it close up. And guys, I totally love this album. So anyways, if you don't want to actually watch the process video, you just want to watch the album walkthrough, I'm going to leave all the links below for you so you can go check that out. So I printed off all of my photos using my Cannon Selphy, and I had a ton of photos of him because he is so photogenic. He's so cute, guys. And I picked the photos that I wanted big, and I printed those 4x4. And then some of the other photos that I really liked but didn't necessarily want them to be so big, I printed them 2x2. Yes, 2x2. And first I'm going through and sticking in the bigger photos. And I started by picking which photo I wanted to be at the front of the cover, and that was my favorite photo. And then I'm just basically going through and using those 4x4 page protectors that I purchased. The album does come with 10, but I knew that that wouldn't be enough, so I had purchased some extras. And then I'm just basically like putting a photo in, and then as I go, I'm like deciding, oh, I want this photo next. They're not really in chronological order. That didn't really bother me. These photos are all from like the first 4 months of him being alive. And I love that you can, in some of the photos like this one, you can see how little he is. And then in some of the other ones, you can see how he's getting bigger. And I just like being able to flip back and forth between that. And then as I'm going, I'm also picking the filler cards that I want to put in. And so the kit or the collection had come with some 4x4 cards and some other sizes too. So I'm basically just sticking those in as I go, like based on like what colors I think would look good with a photo or where I sort of want things. I don't really have a plan for this, so I'm just sort of going with it as I go. I love that photo of him. I think he has like the goofiest look on his face. And then I also snatched this photo of his nose super close up, and I love it. So I knew that I wanted that to be in there. And then one of the 4x6 or 4x4 cards was this like gold foil one that had like little cutout flowers. And I thought it would be fun to layer that in between those cards. There are also some tags and like die cut shapes that are not like perfect squares, so I'm also adding those in. And when I purchased the collection, it came with some 12x12 sheets, so I know I'm going to definitely use those. And so I cut that one that says dogs are a girl's best friend out of a cut apart sheet, 12x12 cut apart, and I put it next to this really cute photo of Bernie and I. And basically there's no rhyme or reason, except for I'm sort of like, oh, I want this photo here, I want these 2 photos to go together, or I want one photo and then a 4x4 card. So basically, like, I picked that card and I was looking to see if there was another card I wanted to go there. There wasn't. So then I was like, I'm going to grab another 4x4 journaling card, or 4x4 like just pretty card. And then some of the die cuts were odd shapes. Some of them had holes in them, some of them didn't. So if they didn't have a hole in them, I just used my regular hole punch to add a hole. Look at that photo of him in the car. He's such a cutie. Guys, this is like the sweetest dog ever. I wish you could meet him. He's so personable and lovely and sweet. He just loves being cuddled too. Like anybody could pick him up and just hold him and he would just nuzzle his head into your neck. He's so sweet. And he's goofy too. Like he makes these really cute faces. My favorite face of his, there's a couple photos of it, is like he sticks open his mouth and sticks his tongue out and just like cocks his head to the side. It's so cute. Okay. So back to what I'm doing. I also knew that I wanted to use my fuse tool in this mini album. I really want to try to use it more, so I thought it would be fun to take a couple photos and cut them on a diagonal and put them in a 4x4 page protector. So I grabbed that one photo of Bernie and I on the couch. It's sort of blurry, so that's why it's black and white. And I cut that in half diagonally. And then I also cut a piece of paper from the 12x12 cut apart sheet and stuck it there. And then I'm trying to pick the other photo to go on the back of that. And I end up picking this one of Bernie sitting at the desk looking at me while I was scrapbooking. So I cut that in half. I probably should have just gone with a regular piece of paper because I'm not happy with how that photo cut down the middle, but whatever, it works out and it's still a cute photo. And I'm just cutting that down the middle, and I just line it up on my Fiskars trimmer and cut that and just stick it in there. And I'm going to end up adhering the two pieces, like the front and the back, together just because I felt like it would help them line up better than if I had just stuck them in there loosely. So then once I stick them in there, I'm going to adhere the top pieces too. And I love pink, guys. The colors in this Baxter 7 paper collection are so cute. There's like a pink, a corally orange color, which I'm not huge into orange, but I do like coral. There's a light blue, a yellow, also this like mint color, which I'm crazy about. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know how much I love pink and mint and yellow. So I'm excited to be able to get to use these in the collection. This is when I was running out of 4x4 page protectors, so I was trying to see if there were some things that I had in there that I could take out and just put in the album a different way. After watching Stephanie Bryan's Project Life, I've sort of fallen in love with like sticking cards in, like not in page protectors. I just love how you can like feel the card and touch it. So, so for example, this card, Me and My Dog, I'm going to put that in there, and I'm just finding another card to back on the back because I don't want it to be white. End up using that like pinkish floral one that I had off to the side there. I'm going to adhere them together, and then I'm going to use my hole punch and just punch holes in it and stick it right in like a card. So it's a little shorter than the 4x4 because it doesn't have the edge on it, but I really like the way that that works out. And it just goes right in the back, and I feel like it fits with that photo of my Bernie and I. And this is when I'm just going through the rest of the die cuts and the 4x4 cards and 3x4 cards, and there's a couple 4x6 cards there too. And I'm just seeing where I want them. Like I really like this card that says All Bark, and I thought that would be cute to go with this like goofy photo of him. I was trying to take a selfie with him, and he just got in the way of camera, but you know, sometimes those are the best photos, right? Let's see, I had a couple 3x4 cards that I wanted to stick in there too, but I didn't have a 3x4 page protector, so all I did was adhere those two 3x4s back to back, punch holes in them, and stick them in. This circle was another one that I really loved, and I actually liked the shape of it just the way it was, so again, just punched a hole, stuck that in. What else am I doing here? Oh, yep, there was like a quote bubble card, and I thought that would be cute to put like some journaling or a quote or something. So again, I just stuck that in there, and I absolutely love this heart, guys. It's got gold foiling on it. It's so pretty, and I knew that I definitely wanted to use that. So what I did was I just, again, punched a hole in it, stuck it in there. So now that I have all the 4x4 photos and cards in there, I want to add the 2x2 photos that I had printed off. So before the video started, I trimmed those all into the shapes that they needed to be shapes, or into 2x2s. And then I'm grabbing some of the divided 4x4 page protectors to stick in here, and they are basically like it's a 4x4 divided into 4 2x2 squares. And I organized the photos into like some that went together. Like for example, I had these 3 photos of me and Bernie selfies, so I stuck those together. And one I stuck on that card that said best friend. It was a best friend tag. And then the other ones I'm just sort of sticking in there where I want them to go. Like, for example, I had these 2 photos of Bernie and Josh. Josh is my brother. He was playing with Bernie. He was laying on the floor and they were looking at each other, and I snatched a whole bunch of photos, which are just super cute of them. Stuck those in there. Basically trying to divide the 4x4 page protectors into like, they're not 4x4. They're 2x2. Like throughout the photos, like I don't really have a specific plan for them. I just want to spread them out so that like sometimes you'll be looking at a journaling card, sometimes you'll be looking at a 4x4, sometimes you'll be looking at a die cut in there, and sometimes you'll be looking at the divided 2x2 page protectors. I noticed that I had a couple 3x4 cards left, so I wanted to stick those in too. So they were horizontal instead of vertical, so I just punched one hole in them. And it was really fun. This is basically just like the setup, but the embellishment part is probably my favorite part because I just had fun playing with all the embellishments that came in this collection pack. And I did grab a couple things from my stash, but the collection pack was on sale at Studio Calico during last call, and it was such a good deal that I couldn't pass up. Plus, I really wanted to document my new puppy, Bernie, and I had all these photos of him, so I thought it would work really well. What am I doing now? Just seeing, I guess I'm seeing if there's any other last things I want to add before I start embellishing. Guys, this album was so much fun. I love mini albums. I don't know why I don't do them more often. It's just that sometimes they're hard to store, but I love making them as presents. This one I'm keeping for myself though, because I love my puppy Bernie so much. But I might make a mini album for a friend or something sometime soon because they're just so much fun. Do you guys like making mini albums? Do you like making them like in mini like 4x4 albums like this, or do you like making your own kind of things? Let me know. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys like seeing and things like that. Oh, guys, this is really cool. In my Project Life card stash, I had a couple of these like transparent Project Life cards. Now they were 4x6, but I thought, you know what, I can just trim those down. So I had this one that says, "You are my happy." So I trimmed that down into 4x4, and then I just, well, actually I trimmed it down to 4 by, I think 4.5, so that it would fit across the same length as a photo. Then I punched the holes, and then I had this other one that said, "This is adorable," and this one was 4x6 vertical, so again I just trimmed it down to 4x4 and punched the holes, and I love it layered over top of this photo of my dad and Bernie. I just think it's such a cute element in there, and I love seeing like transparent pieces in my albums and mini albums. I just love it. I think the textural element of it and everything, it's just so fun. Anyways, I'm almost done the adding the card part. The next process video is going to be how I embellish this mini album. So I'm going to leave a link for you down below, so go check it out. I hope you're going to enjoy this little like mini album series on my puppy Bernie, who is just so adorable. Oh my gosh, guys, I love this dog so much. Oh, the inside of the album was all white, and I thought it would be really fun to stamp an image like in the album, and there was this paw print, and I thought, wouldn't it be cute if it looked like he was walking across the album? So I grabbed some black StazOn ink and the paw print stamp and mounted it on my acrylic block and just basically stamped paw prints from like one side of the album to the other. And I just love the way that that looks. Now, some of the paw prints didn't stamp perfectly because when I was going over the edge it wasn't flat. So I just grabbed a black felt tip pen and filled that in. Anyways, that's it for the first part of my Bernie Baby mini album. So check out the link below to see the next one, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye guys!